Welcome, everybody, to Cup with Gup on this Thursday, September 23rd, 2021. We're finally at the night before the Ryder Cup, which is good. It's kind of exhausting going. Only so much you can talk about and speculate, and up late last night working on potential scenarios and simulations, and feeling good about the week, ready for the opening ceremonies, which will be 5 Eastern, scheduled 5 to 8 Eastern. Hopefully they announce the pairings earlier the better so we can start deep diving in and quit the speculation. I kind of feel like the USA, we pretty much know. Euro's a little bit more of a toss-up, so some things to be had still. If you'd like to join us this week, use the code CUP for 15% off any package. It includes a 7-day free trial. Great time to join us. We got the lineup optimizer ready to go for the Ryder Cup format. As well as NFL Tools had pretty nice updates in the last 24 hours. Had a lot of great feedback from you guys. I appreciate that. If you are not upgraded as a current member, you're missing out. But I will be doing a little video showing about the tools, just a website in general, our lineup optimizer, and therefore to put out there on public and let people see what we've done in the last year. Really excited about the platform we have, and a thanks to you guys for supporting us. Rate and review us on iTunes. That's always a great way to get into our drawings, and it is free. I'll be doing the giveaways for the big upgrade and new subs on today's coin flip, so check that out later today. We'll announce those 3 winners. Like and subscribe to YouTube. Those 2 ways always get you in our weekly drawings as I do them throughout the week. Today, and when you leave a comment, that obviously gives you another way to get in there. Today, let me know your favorite captain play for tonight. Not a very hyped up game, but hey, it's still NFL football, and we're going to watch it, right? We're going to play it. College football is on tonight. Should be actually a pretty damn good game. Looking forward to it. Those contests are almost filling. If you want to get into it, you better hurry. Underdog, use the code GUP, get $10 get a free $10 with a deposit of $10 or more. All links to our affiliates are in the podcast, or you can go to gupscorner.com/affiliates. They have NBA and NHL best balls up. Tonight, they have a Thursday night rumble, $10 to enter, $50,000 in prizes, $10K to first. There's only 5,700 total entries, so you're not going up against 130,000 entries or something like DraftKings or FanDuel. It's a pretty fun little contest to get into. You can put 2 entries in. When you deposit your first $10, you get a free $10, so that'll give you 2 entries into that if you want to try that out tonight. PGA, like I mentioned, Ryder Cup. So for me, USA's it looks to be shaken out when you look at the pairings from today. I think it's going to be JT Spieth, DJ Morikawa, Cantley Xander are pretty much locks. And it looks like Bryson and Harris English is pretty good. The last grouping that's been together, Bryson and Scotty Scheffler. I think those 2 are going to be together. They probably go out Friday PM for best ball. The last foursome that's been together quite a bit, Berger English, Brooks Finau. The assumption is it's Brooks Finau as they played together. There are a few people that think it could be Brooks Berger, and we just don't know it. That's probably the only question mark as far as potential teams. Obviously, they can mix and match still as the week goes on, but I think that's where they're set out to start with. Euro completely mixed it up again today. They're trying to keep everybody kind of guessing, I think. I think my best guess for tomorrow would be Rahm Garcia in the foursome out early, even though I think maybe Rahm and Hatton go out together in the best ball in the PM. Rory Poulter, just because they played foursomes together, but I think like Rory Hovland could go out in the PM. Lowry Westwood is kind of one that they could put out there. Westwood, the veteran. Lowry, high hopes here. A lot of talk. Maybe they put Casey and Hovland together early. The second and third to go out in the morning, I don't think we know for sure what it's going to be. It could be a combination of between Lowry, Westwood, Casey, Hovland, Fleetwood. I think, and maybe Hatton. I think Fitzpatrick and Wiesberger are for sure not going to go out in the morning in my estimation. So that leaves 6 guys for 4 spots. I feel like, Lowry, Westwood, Casey, Hovland are probably there. I feel pretty good that Casey, Hovland, Lowry. Now you could get a Fleetwood or a Hatton instead of Westwood. Those are probably some of the combinations I'll be working with until we actually find that out. But I do think they'll switch it up when it gets to the best ball, especially like Rahm. I don't think he'll go with Garcia. You could see Roy with Hovland, stuff like that. Definitely going to be some scenarios to work out once we know those combinations for sure in the morning. Again, we'll talk about the strategy on, at least I'll do my final thoughts and update everything tonight. As soon as we know the pairings, I'm going to run through my final simulations, and I'll put out the bets that I like. I put out some bets, but these will be ones that are geared more towards who we know for sure is in those first pairings. And then talk about who I think potentially matches up and gives us the best opportunities to get, 4 matches in minimum. I think you're going to probably need some 3 match just because the expectation of the guys to get 5, you can't fit them all in the same lineup. So, and even 4 is going to be a little tough. So definitely a lot to be had this evening once we get that going. I will put out a final article with, I put out a pretty detailed strategy article yesterday. The only thing that I'll basically update that with what we know and then what I believe will happen just as a projection so we can start building later on tonight. Next 3 weeks for PGA, Sanderson Farms, Garcia defending, Shriners, Party Marty Laird defending, and then CJ Cup. It is still in Las Vegas where Kokrak will be defending that. Looking forward to golf tonight. Going to be a lot of fun building, constructing. Some people are just out this week, and I get it. I totally get it. I do feel like there's if you put the time in and effort, that there's some, potential strategy to be had and working through giving yourself, you don't want to have as few as possible dead lineups come Friday night per se. This week and the puzzle pieces that happen, especially with the captain, makes it even more intriguing. A lot of people talked about the President's Cup, and I mentioned yesterday, I saw, I think it was Rosalind on Twitter posted and had agreed with him. And I said that in our stuff was that the pricing is so much tighter and tougher this time than the President's Cup. So the President's Cup, you had guys in the 10,000 all the way down to 4,000 flat, and it allowed for those captain guys to be in that optimal build, where this one you don't. Like, I don't think if projections hold out and it's Rahm, JT, Rory, Cantley, Schauffele, Spieth are kind of the 5-match guys, I don't know that one of those in the captain spot has an optimal because they're so expensive and you can't fill in very much. It may be a 4-match guy that's a little cheaper, like a DJ or maybe a Hovland or even a Bryson. Maybe Bryson catches fire. I think that's one thing that could be advantageous is, if Finau goes out tomorrow morning, that's one we still don't know for sure. I kind of like him as a potential captain at, he's 7,200 base, 10-8. Even if he only gets 4 matches, his upside there matched with several of those other 5-match guys not having to pay the captain price could be well worth it. And I'll go into details on that. I did yesterday, some in the article put out, but I'll wrap it up again tonight. We get the Carolina Panthers at the Houston Texans. Panthers minus 7.5, over under 43. Implied score, Panthers 25.25, Texans 17.75. Out is Danny Amendola, Deshaun Watson, Nico Collins, and then, of course, Tyrod is out, putting Mills to start for the Texans. My prediction is Panthers 27-23. I think the Texans keep it a little closer than most. I do think it probably goes over. I think Mills is a intriguing option tonight or just a play. I think he was held back some with that Stanford offense. I do think he has enough game and arm and potential upside, a little bit of maybe rushing to keep them in the game. I don't know if he's not as mobile as Tyrod by no means, but It's a short week, so they haven't been able to prepare for Mills that much. Maybe gives a little lean to the offense. They know what they want to try to do. He did come into the game late last week, but that wasn't planned. Now that you kind of are planning for it, I think they'll work to his strengths. I just think it's going to be a closer game than what something. I think a lot of people think, hammer the Panthers D, going to be Panthers blowout. Houston's at home. NFL home teams, 7.5, 8-point dogs. More times than not on a prime. If this was a Sunday afternoon slate, I probably kind of agree or whatever. It's kind of off the window, whatever. But being a primetime game, guys don't like to get embarrassed on primetime. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but I'm not all in on that motive yet. I think the biggest question, and we all know that is, can you afford to put McCaffrey in at captain? With some of the pricing, I think you can because there's some question marks on who's going to get the usage and stuff. He's going to be the highest probably. I mean, this is back to a week and a half ago. I talked about Lamar. Looked like he was going to be a jam him. Then it worked out to where he wasn't in the optimal lineup as a captain. But last Sunday in my article that I put on the site, I said, hey, for Sunday Night Football, I said, I don't think a lot of people are going to put Lamar at captain with the Chiefs. And if you think that they keep it close or win, like I had them winning, I definitely had them covering. Also, I had them covering. I had them covering the 3.5. Didn't know if they'd win for sure. That he may be a good, pivot off of the Mahomes, Kelsey, type chalk. And he, a lot of the great lineups did have him in at captain. So while I think McCaffrey's a solid option by all means, and maybe you leave some money on the table to be a little bit different build than others, I don't hate, getting outside there and looking at some of the other, Darnold or Cooks or Moore or something like that. My article has all my full projections and or who I like the most and stuff like that. But just know that a lot of people are probably going to try to get McCaffrey in there. I don't even hate, not sleeper, but what if Mills does do well in a fairly close game like I have? He's super cheap. As a potential captain for an MME for sure. Even Darnold is almost 4,000 less than McCaffrey in the captain spot. So there's some options there to be had. Flex plays, the one nice thing, the Texans running back in general, I think will be low owned. Ingram will probably get the majority of the ownership because he's gotten some carries, but those other guys are getting looks and carries in an offense where, maybe not a lot to go around. I don't know how much I like that. Not big on the defense tonight because I think they will be high owned because people think, oh, rookie quarterback, but they're $6,200. So I don't know how high I'm there. I think both kickers are in play. And then wide receiver wise, I lean a little bit DJ Moore over Robbie Anderson, just because the usage rate, the market share rate percentage on Moore is almost double Anderson. Don't hate Anderson by no means, but I think DJ Moore is a little bit better option there. Definitely like Brandon Cooks. He's the favorite. He's my favorite Texan tonight in general. That's, like a duh. They got some banged up at wide receiver. So you'll see guys like Anthony Miller, Chris Conley, who are cheap. So they'll be fitting in there. Those are the guys I see could get some ownership. Guys that want to get Christian McCaffrey at captain. They're going to try to jam in a Conley, a Miller, these cheap Texans wide receivers because they're thin with Amendola and Nico Collins out. That's an option as well. I think a kind of a dartish player, I don't know if he's under the radar or not, but he's seen 25% of the snaps so far is Chuba Hubbard. I think especially if you're in the, area of thinking it's a blowout by the Panthers, he could get a lot of carries late. $3,200 isn't the worst thing in the world. So he's a guy I would take a look at tonight as kind of off the board, not a, glaring obvious play. My monkey knife fight picks for tonight. I have one that I love. Use the code GUPS, GUPS. We did well Monday night. Let's keep it rolling. With that code GUPS, you get a 100% match up to a $100 deposit. Put 20 in, get 20 back, 50 in, get 50 back. My play for tonight, and on the coin flip, I will have my Sunday favorite plays and college football plays that I like for Saturday. Love that they have the college football player props now. UFC, they got that big Knockout King prize pool going. Lots of good things going over at Monkey Knife Fight. Use that code GUPS. There's a link in the pod as well. My favorite tonight, more or less, pays 3.6x. is Christian McCaffrey over 24.5 points and Cooks over 14.5 points. I like that combo. Just going with one tonight. Went a little heavier on it. So go get that in. We'll make a little money tonight. Like I said, coin flip out later today. To late tonight or tomorrow morning, Cup with Gup. I got Ryan on, our cash guru, our NASCAR guru. We're going game by game on the main slate and giving our thoughts on that. Kind of a new format we started. Love to get your feedback there. The Read Option College Football Pod with Mr. Berger will be out tomorrow morning as well. Go check that out. I will be live Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, to live chat up Week 3 NFL main slate. Looking forward to that. Always have fun doing that. And then Ryder Cup tonight, as soon as those pairings are, the final pairings are announced, or it'll only be the Friday morning pairings, but as soon as those are announced, I'll probably have about 30, 45 minutes of stuff to get up. And then I will start posting articles, bets, all that kind of stuff with my final strategy. And then we will get into build mode as it starts super early tomorrow. 7 Eastern is lock. So if you're on the West Coast, you got about a 4 a.m. lock. You probably want to get everything in tonight. Don't anticipate any COVID stuff or anything like that, but I will be up in time to see if anybody happens to be pulled out of one of the matches. Looking forward to this weekend and week. It's going to be great with Ryder Cup, NFL, college football, all that stuff going. Help support us. Like and rate us on rate and review us on iTunes. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Tell me your favorite captain play tonight. And I will see you guys later on the coin flip. Thanks. Have a blessed day.